What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dani DiOR, and I'm back with more. So, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Dani. I like to eat, do my hair, get cute to go nowhere. Period, poo. So today is New Year's Eve. Happy 123 In light of that, I wanted to do a kind of testimonials vid. Really just me reflecting on my year, lessons I've learned throughout the year. Some of them are, you know, kind of harsh, but it's stuff that I've been through or my experiences, and I'm telling you guys so y'all either don't make the same mistakes or that you just, you know, go into the year having some advice in the back of your head on some do's and don'ts, and just, you know, overall having a more optimistic outlook on life. They're just stuff that I've learned, you know, from January to now that I really think would help someone who either is younger than me or looks up to me, or just someone who just needs advice, plain out simple. As you all know, I am halfway done with junior year of college, and y'all, it's been a time, but I am thankful. And 2023 was probably like one of my worst years yet, but I choose not to dwell on that, you know. So instead of worse, I'm gonna say one of my most teaching years yet. And I really think it's valuable because I've been through a lot this year, and I'm pretty sure, you know, people around me too have been through a lot, or even someone watching this might have been through a lot. But I'm here to tell you that it does get better, everything's gonna be okay, and stuff literally works out how it's supposed to. So enough talking, let's get into these lessons. And if I sound a bit down in the dumps, I literally have COVID. So no going out for me New Year's, but I mean, that's okay as long as it's going on my 21st birthday. We good. So first on the list is to make yourself a priority. This probably sounds cliche, but it's just, I'm being real. Make yourself a priority. Make your mental health a priority. Physical, emotional, financial, all that. Because if you don't, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you know your mom or your boyfriend or your girlfriend loves you so much, it is not their job to make you their priority, right? Just make sure you're taking care of your mental health and doing what you have to do for yourself. Because if you don't, you're not going to be in your best shape to do anything else. And health is wealth, right? So if you're making sure you're, you know, taking in self-care, you feel good, you look good, you do good, you are good. And, you know, making yourself a priority before anything else will make sure that it allows you to take care of other tasks and stuff that you have to do efficiently. Me personally, I struggled with this because I don't know if y'all heard of jack of all trades, but that's what I tried to be. And it didn't work out because your attention can only be divided between so many things, right? And of course, you know, as you get older and the more responsibilities that you have, it'll get harder to, you know, do as much for yourself as you'd like. But still, that's not an excuse to put your needs and wants off and just brush it off. Like, because at the end of the day, you only get one life. So if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to show up in other aspects or areas of your life how you need to, because you feel like SpongeBob with the suds. Better yet, no. Gary, when he was in that snail race, that's how I felt majority of 2023, because I had so many different things and so many different responsibilities that needed my attention, but I was neglecting myself. And I'm not saying that like, oh, F me, I didn't care about myself. No, I did, but I didn't make myself a priority. So now going into 2024, I know that I need to schedule time for me before anything. Tip number 2 is closure. Yeah, closure isn't real, babes. I hate to be the one to say it, but if it don't flow, let it go. So I've been through that this year too. All of these lessons and tips that I'm giving y'all, I've lived through this, I experienced this, but I've learned from it. Closure isn't real. Let that boy, that girl, that burl, let them go. Someone who really genuinely cares about you and wants you in their life, They're never gonna make you feel less than, disrespected, unworthy, none of that. So if you and someone, whether y'all were in a relationship or even friends, closure is not real. Like, and I was a victim to that. Because unless you finna apologize or none of that, I don't want to hear it. And even so, you don't need to meet someone or unblock someone for them to say sorry. We know you're sorry, but that's not going to change the damage that was done, or that's not going to change the disrespect that you endured. So, like I said, if it don't flow, let it go. Closure is not real. It's just an excuse for someone to continue manipulating you or controlling you or abusing you, XYZ. Yes, it hurts, but you'll get your closure in due time. When you heal is your closure. Tip number 3 is you, yes, you are responsible for your own life. Not mom, not dad, not auntie, not uncle, not dog, not cat, not neighbors, cats, dogs, cousins, brother, you. And that was a hard pill that I had to swallow, because oftentimes when stuff goes wrong, we're so quick to point the finger or find someone to blame. Sometimes you just gotta do this. You're the one to blame, because at a certain age, yes, if you're a child, you know, there are certain things that your parents are supposed to teach you and you know, guide you, whatever. But after a certain point, you have to really just, you know, you have to take over. Because yes, while you did not ask to be here, none of us did, because yeah, none of us asked to be here, but at a certain point you have to realize that if you want to make or live a certain lifestyle or make something of yourself or do a certain thing, you have to be the one to seek out that information or do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, you know, mommy and daddy, yeah, they can only help you so much, but this is literally your life. You're a person, you're able or capable to make sound decisions, I hope. And in due time, those decisions will either lead you down a good path or a bad path. You choose your path. So all this, oh, well, she did this or he did that, or you're not supposed to do this, da da da. No more blame game in 2024. Please accept all the responsibility and just take some time and really just sit down and reflect, like, okay, well, why are things not working out? I've did that a couple times. You have to just reevaluate your life and see what's working for you and what's not working for you. Number 4, being happy is a choice, okay? Yes, I know mental health is real. Yes, I know everyone's life is not ideal. But ultimately, you have to literally wake up every day and decide, okay, am I going to be bitter today or am I going to be happy? Just being able to wake up every day is a blessing in itself. So the fact that you have another 24 hours to make something of yourself, are you going to waste it being mopey or happy? So yeah, being happy is a choice. I choose to be delusional now because I feel like life is just better that way. Not a relationship though, but I just choose to be delusional now because I feel like, I don't know, the life is really like what you make it. Not to sound like a Tumblr post, but life is really what you make it. And if you're gonna sit around being mopey and sad and negative all the time, that's the type of energy you're going to attract, and then the cycle just continues. So instead, try waking up with a positive attitude. You know, try waking up and starting your day with a prayer or meditating or whatever you believe in. Something just, you know, to have that time with yourself and just see what you're grateful for. And I promise you, this will change the whole tone of your day. Because anytime you think you're about to get mad, just stop and think, like, it's really not that serious. Number 5 is change is inevitable, but you have to embrace it, y'all. Like, you literally have to. And what I mean by inevitable, for, you know, anyone who doesn't know, is change basically is gonna happen whether you want it to or not. And change occurs in like little minuscule ways every second. Like, you may not realize it, but your reality changes every second. Like, even me from 30 seconds ago, I'm a different person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, stuff is gonna happen, but how am I gonna let that affect me, right? Like, even now, college is so much harder than last year, right? Just a few months ago, I was just having such a great time and a great headspace. But now it's like, okay, it's crunch time. And for a while, I was just like, wow, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. But I thought to myself, I'm like, wait, don't want to go to dental school? Like, it's gonna be worse. And yeah, the sooner I realized that, I was like, okay, well, you know, school sucks and life is not ideal right now, but I know at some point I have to experience the bad. Because how are you gonna know what the good feels like if you always avoid the bad, or you don't know what the bad feels like, right? So embrace the change, because whether you want it to or not, it's gonna happen without you. So you really just have to learn how to adapt, right? Just be moldable, if that makes sense. Everyone's not gonna like you. Yes, I learn this lesson every year because I be thinking people are my friends and they really probably don't want nothing to do with me. And you have to understand that everyone is not obligated to like you, okay? Obligated. Say it with me. Obligated. Everyone's not obligated to like you. You might think you're the nicest person on earth, but if Cindy Lou don't think that, you can't change Cindy Lou's perception of you. You just gotta roll with it. I would say my advice to that is just distance yourself from that person, because people can hate on you for no reason at all, or even the most pettiest of reasons. But if someone doesn't like you, don't force yourselves on them, or don't try to be besties with them, because what's the point? You don't want that negative energy around you. No way. You don't want that snake around you. No way. So yeah, I mean, do you like everybody? I don't hate anybody, but there's a couple people who I'm just like, yeah, you know, I don't really like him, or I don't like her, but that's because of things that were done to me, or, you know, my viewpoint on certain things. So understand, everybody not gonna like you, but that's fine, because you don't like everybody either. It's life. And people are gonna talk about you till the day you die, you know, because oftentimes when people don't like you for no reason, it's obviously just them projecting their insecurities, or they probably want to be like you, or they probably want to be your friend, or they're jealous. You know, there's just a whole heap of things that could be possible. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not your job to find out. So if someone don't like you, or someone just has a snake attitude out of nowhere, that's fine. Let them be. They'll be okay, but they don't have to be in your circle. Number 7 is, it's okay to ask for help. I struggled with this for pretty much majority of my life, you know, and I'm not trying to make this like a sob story or anything, but it wasn't until recently when I decided to get help, and I just always felt so independent, or I have to figure everything out on my own, or I have to do everything by myself. But that's not the case. People are here who love and support you, and even if it's not your family or your friends, strangers, you know, therapy, like just simple stuff like that, there are resources out there to help you. So don't ever feel like you have to figure everything out on your own. Like, I'm 20, turning 21 in a couple weeks. I don't have everything figured out, but best believe if I need some help, I'm gonna make sure I make the necessary calls, the necessary email, get in contact with the necessary people, so that I don't have to drown, you know, and I'm speaking that figuratively. Number 8, experiences, possessions. Okay, so experiences are greater than possessions, and I say that because, you know, people who are either working or, you know, get money from some type of source or whatever, you might see them on Instagram living lavishly, like, oh, she got Birkin bags, Chanel, new car, shoes. That's fine, but see me, I'm gonna savor my trip to Cancun. Like, it's just, you really have to learn how to spend your money wisely, because at the end of the day, like, money is gonna get spent, but money also comes back. That's just how life works. It's a continuum. Like, money's gonna go, but money's gonna come back. So are you going to choose to spend your money on the Chanel bag that doesn't do anything for you, or the trip with your friends for a week? You know what I'm saying? So I've just started, you know, I'm in to my first concert 2018, but I'm just now starting to get in my concert bag for real. Like, I'm supposed to be seeing Nicki in a couple months. So the fact that I was able to, you know, choose where to put my money towards, like, okay, I want to go to the concert, so let me save it for this concert instead of buying Rick Owens. Even though, yes, I really do want some Rick Owens, I know that I can't afford that right now, or I can, but it wouldn't be smart of me to buy that, if that makes sense. So really just kind of, you know, figure out what you want to do in life. You want to go on vacation, you want to go here with your friends, you want to go to a concert, you want to go on a spontaneous overnight trip, you can do that, but make sure that you are allotting the funds to that instead of using your money on objects and possessions that don't do anything for you. Number 9 is to support who supports you. You know, everyone's life is different, everyone's family dynamic is different, which is fine. But whether that be family, whether that be friends, whether that be a favorite teacher that you have, while they might all be a part of your support system, think to yourself, are you supporting them? Are you pouring back into them? Are you making sure they're okay? Like, yes, while it would be nice to have people check on you all the time, when's the last time you sent the just thinking about you text, or I'm just checking on you text? Like, it goes both ways. The phone works both ways. Support goes both ways. So don't expect people to break their back or make sure you're always good, but you never do the same for them. Because I feel like relationships, and I'm speaking, you know, holistically, so relationships, friendships, family, whatever, they're supposed to be mutualistic, which means that you do something for somebody, they do something back for you. And I'm not saying this as in count favors or count how many times your friend bought you lunch. That's not what I'm saying. Just make sure the relationship is reciprocal, meaning that they're there for you, but you're there for them in the same breath if they ever need anything. 10 is it's okay to be different. Me, I like to call myself eclectic because I feel like I wear what I want to, I do my hair how I want to, and I just do what I want, you know? One thing that helped me get to where I am today is realizing that there's literally nobody on earth like you. You might have an identical twin or, you know, a brother who's a year apart, but they're not exactly like you. No one is. Knowing that there's only one Danielle Therese, it really made my confidence just like skyrocket, because no one, like, you might copy the way I dress or copy the way I do something, but you'll never be better than the original. That's how I see it. So it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. People respect you much more for being yourself than trying to be somebody else or trying to fit in. Number 11, because I'm running out of fingers. Number 11 is adulting sucks. Yes. And I feel like I'm in the thick of it, you know? And it just really sucks even more because I'm entering my adulthood, you know, like at the height of the pandemic. I turned 18, 2021. So it's just, you know, the transition to adulthood for me was very rocky. But everyone has to grow up. Everyone ages, you know. I see sometimes people on Twitter, like the younger high school girls, they get into it with somebody and they call them old. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, do she not? Like, do they not know everyone's gonna get older? Like, yes, you know, 40 might be 20 years away from me, but at the end of the day, we're all aging. And while you're aging, your parents are aging, your grandparents are aging, everyone around you is aging. So just making sure you're there for everybody the same way you want to be there for them, which goes back to my my tip on number 9, support those who support you. It just makes life just a whole lot easier having people in your corner who you also, you know, have their backs. But yeah, adulting sucks. So I feel like do what you want, live life how you want, because at the end of the day, we all gonna die. So just making it work for you and realizing or understanding that, like I said, life isn't gonna always be good. You have to experience the bad to enjoy the good, or to cherish the good. But everyone's going through the same thing. Whether you in college or not, everyone's life is just lifing, to say the least. So adulting sucks, but I feel like just being kind to people and extending that grace that you would want extended back to you makes all the difference. Just mamma mia. And then number 12, we almost done. But number 12 is probably like the most valuable lesson that I've learned this year, or that I've experienced, and that is that life is not one straight path. For anyone who doesn't know, I am pre-dent, which means that after graduation, I plan to apply to dental school, right? And I don't know if I'll ever take a chemistry class, but it's hard. Like, it's literally so hard, y'all. Like, I probably had like one breakdown a week because I'm just like, dang, like school is just so much. But if you want to attain a certain goal, you have to realize you got to put in the work for it. And for me, someone who has had this dream or who has aspired to be a dentist for some years now, it's like I knew the steps to get to that goal, but the steps are kind of looking different now, if that makes sense. I'll just give a little testimonial and then we can wrap this video up. So ideally, for someone who's applying to dental school or medical school or whatever, you're supposed to apply your spring semester of junior year. That's not a rule, but that's the best time to do it if you would like to matriculate right after graduation. See, the way my science classes are set up and the way everything just so happens to fall in place, I'm not going to finish my sciences until senior year, which is fine. But yeah, I'm not going to finish them until fall semester senior year, which means that if I wanted to take the class before my test, I would have to take the test after the class, which means after graduation. So I would end up taking a gap year. Surprise! And absolutely nothing is wrong with gap years. I've talked to people who went in right after graduation. I talked to people who took some time off. And based on the, responses from real people that I got, they recommend gap years because they feel like having that time to just debrief from school and just, kind of enjoy life before you hop back into that, because dental school is a marathon, but once you hop back into that, it's a lot. But it also made me realize that life is not one straight path. It's literally it's like this, but eventually you're gonna get to point B. It might not be like this, but you're gonna get there. So I did all that to say that wherever you are right now in life, in school, in anything, just give yourself a pat on the back. Let yourself know you're doing a good job, because there are some people who would kill to have the opportunities that you have. So you're here for a reason, and this is only for a season. So yeah, just go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. Those are my 12 lessons that I've learned this year. Happy 123 I wish you guys a very happy new year. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next year. Bye, DiOR Dynasty.